Merry meet guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't done a video on my channel in a long time, and for that I do apologize. It's not like my life has been hectic. I have been keeping up a lot with the Witches of the Moon. I am their Wednesday host for this season, so I've been doing a lot of their videos. And a lot of their stuff has been thought-provoking. And a lot of it I want to remake and do videos on my own personal channel of some of the topics that were talked about on that channel. If you're not subscribed to Witches of the Moon already, I'll put a link to their channel below. This video is just kind of a short what I've been up to, what I'm working on, what I'm reading, on all that jazz. So what I've been up to was basically Halloween craze. Getting my costume and stuff ready for, we have a witch's ball here this Saturday, which I'm excited for. So I got my costume, actually came in the mail tonight. I'm excited for it. And then my partner's got his costume. It's gonna be a fun time. But I like to buy some of the Halloween accessories and decorations, not just to decorate my house, but to use them in spellcraft as well. So, because I have Day of the Dead or Dia de los Muertos statue on my ancestor altar, and it's beautiful. I would show you, but that side of the room and my room, it's clean, but it's still a mess to some people. So, and I'd rather not show anybody that right now. So, but I got it was at Walgreens. I think they have it at Walgreens this year too. It was the female one. She has the pink top and the blue glittery gown. She's about, say like 11 inches. 11 inches, 10 inches, 11 inches tall. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I like to get random things. Also, I'm going to go and get some Mehron body paint just because I want to experiment with body paint. I want to get back into self-portraiture. I know that's random, but for those of you who have just recently subscribed to my channel, I went to college for photography. I took 4 years to get my bachelor's, and unfortunately I was not able to complete the course. It was only 2 classes away from getting my bachelor's in fine arts of photography, but I love being behind my camera. I miss it because I don't have time. Correction, I do have time. It's just on my days off, I don't have the drive. Like, I'm super tired because my work schedule is I work a double shift on Monday and Wednesday, and I'm off Tuesday and Thursday, and I work a split shift on Friday and then a regular 6-hour shift on Saturday. I work for a smoke shop. It's not that tedious, but working 11-hour shift in one day and then having the next day off and then going back to the same thing, that can be very tiring. Even if you're not busy, sitting around doing nothing essentially can tire you out, and you get kind of lethargic. So on my days off, I tend to either get errands done or, truthfully, as of late, I've been getting back into playing video games and reading. And I'm reading a new fiction series, a fantasy series of Mangus Chase that I've had in my collection for a long time, for a while. I wouldn't say a long time because it just came out last spring. That's when I got it, last spring. I got it on the release date. Mangus Chase and the Sword of Summer. So I'm reading that. I'm also reading a couple different books. I have stopped at the moment. I have temporarily stopped the Wicca Year in a Day book. I just don't feel called to it right now. Um, I am reading, as you can tell, I read a lot of books at one time. It's no wonder my short term memory is kind of shot. But I'm reading The Realm of the Earth Angels, which is a book by Doreen Virtue, which talks about um, Earth Angels in and of themselves and what type of Earth Angel one could be. I believe that most of us who are on a spiritual path are an Earth Angel in some form or some sense. Whether as an incarnated angel, a wise one, an elemental, um, extraterrestrial, um, and the hybrids and combinations of thereof. And I think reading up on that and helps me when I do psychic readings and tarot readings to better understand the person and better understand their energies. So that's why one of the reasons why I have this is the third edition to our book. I gave the first edition to my boss for him to read, which I have a feeling he lost it, um, which is his problem. And then I have the second edition, and I bought the third edition, and they have each edition has some newer stuff added to it, which is really cool. And I think this will be like an ever added process. You know, new Earth Angels, new varieties and hybrids come out all the time because we're always evolving, we're ever changing. I'm also reading at the moment. I'm studying up on my angel therapy. I do have I guess you could say, a diploma in this. I guess you could say. Um, I took some online college courses um, in angel therapy, um, and I haven't put it to practice, so please don't harp on me on that. I'm not going to say that I'm the know-all of angel therapy because I am not. I'm still learning. I do work with angels a lot in my practice. I have many angel guides, as well as many other guides. Um, but angels, as of late, have called to me a lot. Um, so yeah, actually, I don't think. I think the last video I made on here was when my grandmother passed. And that was in June. So it's just angels have been on my mind a lot, even before then. This year has been a really tough year for a lot of people, and I know those in the realm of astrology, know that it's the year of the monkey, which I have a really good astrologer friend. She tells me this year of the monkey, it's when everything is going to turn to shit. Um, which I mean, it hasn't been horrible. I mean, we've had a lot of deaths um, in our immediate circle of friends, in our family, in our personal lives. It sucks. Um, it sucks big time. Um, but, excuse me. Um, I think that it was their time to go, um, and it was almost like a cosmic release. I know that probably sounds really bad, um, and some people died too soon. I don't think that they finished what they were here to do, um, and some people died with grace um, and happiness. You know, being surrounded by loved ones and all that jazz. Sorry, it's still kind of a sore subject. But with that aside, I have gotten a couple new decks, and if you bear with me, I'll show you. Um, Ow. I have another one in my book bag, but I'm not going to go get that because that's a little too far away. But the first one I got is the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. I saw this on Deviant Witcheries. They did a a video of working through the shapeshifters, and I was like, that's been on my wish list forever. I'm going to buy it. And with that, I bought the Oracle of Shadows and Light. This is a beautiful deck. I have not been able to dive deep into this yet. Um, it's hauntingly beautiful. I think I'm going to start pulling it out since it is October and the winter months are coming. It just seems like it's the right time. I've been using the Oracle of the Shapeshifters at night. I'm not really good at morning draws. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you get a deck of Oracle cards, tarot cards, and draw a card for the day. I don't do that. And I probably should, because I mean, that would probably help me focus my energies throughout the day, or I wouldn't get less, or I would be less angry or less stressed, because I mean, if you know me, I'm a stressing time bomb. Any little thing can make me explode, which is not a good thing, especially for what I have, for the condition that I'm in. It's not a good thing. So maybe drawing a card in the beginning of in the morning when I wake up. It's just really hard to do when I wake up at the ass crack of dawn to go to work in the battle traffic, and to be at, and to to be at work for 11 hours. It's really hard to do. I know it's just the mindset of me having to sit down and focus and draw the card for the day and understand the meaning and think about it throughout the day. But I do that at night, and with these cards, like last night when I drew the cards, when I shuffled the deck, I got the Fairy Bee, which made complete and utter sense. And what I do is I invoke the image of the Fairy Bee and I bring it into my meditative space, because when I'm falling asleep, I initially go into a meditative state or meditative trance by counting down from Penzak's way, or in his Inner Temple of Witchcraft, how he talks about counting down from 12 to 1, then 13 to 1, and counting yourself down to that delta, the brain waves that are slower, that you can the meditation on. I can't. I don't. It's almost 1 o'clock at night, and I'm doing these videos. But yeah. So what I do is I summon the image of her after I've done the meditation of the Queen of the Fairy Bee, and I ask what it. I read, like, before I go to bed. I read the message in the book, because I'm still fairly new with the cards, and then I summon her in my mind, and I say what. Do I need to be shown? What do I need to know? And then I fall asleep. And in my dreams, there are particular. Sometimes I don't. None of the messages come through in my dreams. Sometimes they do. The more important ones do. And I think they're all important, of course, but the less important ones, the ones that I just need to think about before I go to bed and just have that on my mind, not really dream about it. My mind decides to dream something totally different, which is awesome. The next deck that I got and that I have not opened, I bought this from Barnes & Noble. I'm a huge Doreen Virtue fan, but I got the Fairy Tarot cards, and I actually also I bartered with a friend, which I wish I'm going to do a haul for her stuff, because she gave me a lot of cool stuff. I bartered, since I work at a smoke shop, I get cigar boxes, old cigar boxes that we use. I get them for free or discounted prices, depending on the style of cigar box and how much cigars were. I gave her 3 different cigar boxes, same company, just different colors and shapes. Said she wanted to make altar kits to sell, and I was like, that's fine, that's totally cool. But she initially contacted me saying, hey, I know you work with angels. I no longer feel connected to this. I mean, I know they'll still be there. I no longer feel connected to them. But before I put them on eBay, I wanted to see if you wanted anything and if you wanted to trade trade some stuff for stuff. And I was like, abso-fucking-lutely. That's fantastic. So what I did is she was looking for books on Druidry and Celtic magic. So I had a book on Druidism, Druidry, haha, Druidry, halalala. And I was like, I've read this book. It's a fantastic book. I've gained all the knowledge I need from it. And I was like, here you go. Serona Knight, Celtic Druidism. I gave her this is one of the books I gave her with the 3 boxes. I also gave her I had a small, and I mean like golf ball small, clear quartz crystal ball that I ordered. I thought it would be bigger, but it's what happens when you buy through Wish.com. I mean, they have awesome stuff. I have a black crystal, it's glass, scrying ball that I absolutely adore, that I would not ever get rid of. It is beautiful. Completely black. It looks like obsidian, but I know it's glass. And I can scry with glass. I mean, I have a glass crystal ball somewhere. Yeah, up there behind my ancestor candle. I have a glass crystal ball that I've used with so much success. So I don't, the preference of glass and clear quartz crystal, or, you know, if it's any kind of crystal. Glass in and of itself is a amazing conductor for psychic energy and energy. It may take a little bit longer, a little more focus, but you can get amazing images and amazing information out of a glass crystal ball that you can find. The glass crystal ball that I have has a flat bottom. It's shaved flat. It's for a house decoration, and I bought it at Ross's, I believe. I used it for a school project, and I was like, one day before I had a crystal ball that I bought in high school, and I used it with some success. And I was like, this one's a little bit bigger. Let me test it out and try it. I know I'm deviating off the path, but just bear with me. This is kind of a late night ramble and how I've been doing. So I was like, I tried it, and I got wonderful results. Wonderful results. So I have to myself, I debunk that for me, that crystal is better. Crystal balls are better than better divination tools than glass orbs, solid glass orbs. I wouldn't say like a witch's ball that's been like hollowed out. I mean, you can scry with basically anything. You can look at the wall and scry if you wanted to, and you have the ability. You can look at a wall with a pattern, or a wall with just stark white, and you can scry and you can get information that way. Something to focus on. You don't need a crystal ball. You don't need the candle flame. You don't need the water. They're tools to help you gain entry into your psychic abilities. Like, you don't even need these. They're helpful. Oh my god, they're helpful. I love tarot decks, and I love oracle cards. You don't need those. I find the best thing to do when I'm caught unaware and without tools, is to let go. Is really to let go, because then when you are in a situation where someone, for an example, because I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to give you a good example without a story. So I'm pulling it closer. So where I work at a smoke shop. We do sell New Age products such as crystals, herbs, ritual candles, sacred tobacco, herbal blends, incense. I'm trying to think of anything else that's holistic in nature. With the crystals, we sell chakra kits, pendulums, palm stones, some of the higher priced crystals, some crystals that I would not pay for. Our boss paid way too much for them, but that's just my opinion. I'm gonna take you guys on a tour of the shop. That would be cool. That's one thing I need to do. I can do that from my phone. um, and show you some of the pieces that we have, um, and some of the New Age stuff that we carry. We also carry pinnacles. We have the big wood pinnacles or the Tree of Life wood plaques. I have one of those hanging right above my TV. Um, and we also sell the metal pinnacle disc with different pinnacles. It doesn't have to be not just the star. We have the star and the crescent moons, or a snowflake, and I think one is a brass um, green man, which I really want. They're only $15, and I mean they are super heavy. Um, I've seen like 5 pounds, and they're straight up pewter or brass. Or gold painted pewter. I know they're pewter. They're not silver, or they could be iron. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I just know it says they're made in China or India. One of the two. But fuck, what was I talking about? Oh, so I work in a new age kind of smoke shop. We don't sell a lot of, the oils and the things like that, because there is a new age shop like less than 4 miles up the road from us. We used to sell sage bundles, but totally off the cuff. I get a lot of people coming in that are intuitive, psychic, or practitioners of the craft, um, and you get into conversations with people. As you know, if you work in customer service and you're empathic or you're intuitive, or you're just in tune with the energies of the day, you're going to have some really interesting conversations. You're going to have a lot of people coming up to you, especially with me being empathic. I have a lot of people coming up to me telling me their life stories, um, which I mean it's cool and all. It's just I have to make sure that I have to cleanse afterwards or take that baggage home, and that's not a cool thing. But there's a lot of times where I get really, really highly intuitive people, um, and I mean highly intuitive people, um, coming into the store. Um, where a lot of people, normal people, would think they were crazy for the things they say. I look at them and I see that they're speaking without ego. They're speaking without truth. They're connective and so connected to their intuition so deeply that it just comes out. And that is one thing that I have learned with this job, is that if I get a intuitive hit to tell someone something while I'm in conversation with someone, I say it. I don't hold back. Like I don't have medium. I have not trained my mediumistic skills yet, so I cannot say, hey, your grandmother is doing fine. She wants to say she loves you and you're doing a great job in life and she approves of what you do. That's never going to happen. I mean, it hasn't happened yet. Um, and by free backtracking is I don't want to cut myself short. Because I mean, it could happen in the future. Um, but what I mean, like, I had this one woman who was an extremely, extremely intuitive, clairvoyant, and empathic person. Um, and I had another customer come in, and we all three had a conversation. And me and her were giving advice to this guy who was going through a hard time. And randomly, she'd pop in with information bursts. Like, we would be in the middle of a conversation, and she would just randomly pop in. She's like, she's like, I apologize beforehand, but when I get these, I have to say it. And I was like, honey, you don't need to apologize. I understand. When you get the intuitive hits, speak it or go forget it. I understand. Um, and I really do felt that we helped that guy that day. That he was kind of in a dark place. I get a lot of people like that in the job, unfortunately. Some want help, some don't. And you have to distinguish the two. You can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves, which I've learned a lot. You can't help anybody if they don't want help. And another important thing is I've learned is I can't help anybody if I'm not at my fullest. So that's why I haven't been really putting out that I want to do, or put out that I'm available for readings or for Reiki sessions or for chakra balancings or things like that, is because I myself at the moment am not done with my Crohn's flare up. I'm not done with stomach issues. I'm not completely ready to take on that burden. I mean, I will do sessions in person, um, and I know that probably sounds hypocritical, um, but I feel that distant readings and distant healings takes a lot more energy and a lot more concentration and a lot more focus than reading someone who is in front of me or healing someone who is on my massage table or in my massage chair. Um, that does not take a lot of, that takes energy, of course, but it does not take a lot of constraint and focus and concentration. Whereas reading for someone who, off the internet or off Facebook, all I have is a name or a picture, and I have to intently focus on that and grab and pull their energy to me and shuffle the deck and get all that information going. And I, as of right now, don't feel that I am capable enough, as of right now, to do that. I want to start doing workings when I feel better, of course. These are just few. Now I'm talking in future plans. I want to start to be able to do workings for other people. Um, I've only done, truthfully, I've only done a couple. Um, Mostly for friends. I've only done one paid working in my 9 years of the craft experience. I've only done one paid working, and that excludes readings and healings. I meant like spell working. Um, and this has been years ago when me and my partner first got together. It wasn't for him. It was for a friend I met through him, which was not a friend. Found out later she was a backstabber, but the magic it did what it had to do. So, but what I did was, she really needed a job. She really needed, she was in an extremely low place. She is Christian. Is Christian, was Christian. I don't talk to her anymore. She was in an extremely low place, and she found out that I practiced paganism, or a witch. And she reached out to me via Facebook when me and her are still Facebook friends, and asked if I would help her. And I was like, okay, I would love to. I'm here to serve. Um, you know, I we get so caught up with me these days that I need more money for bills. I need to um, keep the house protected. I need to make sure my partner is okay. I need to make sure I'm okay, which is perfectly fine. But I think that for me, I'm called to help serve others, and not just myself. And I get the greatest fulfillment when I help other people. This is going to be an extremely long video, and I apologize for that. Um, but what she needed, what happened to her is her Jeep got repossessed, and she needed money to get out of the repossession lot, and she also needed a new job. The job she had fired her, or her workman's comp case, because I know she was hurt, went through, and she didn't get as much as she needed, and she was at the end of it, and she just needed a job, like super quick. So it's like, okay, I can work up something. Um, at the time, I had a job, so I was a little rusty on my job spells. I did not use a spell to get the job that I have now, that I've had for almost 6 years. I actually got that through a connection through my manager. She got me the job. But I did some research, and I found out a fantastic way to get a good job. And I think I talked about it before in my gravel root video. So what I did is I got a green velvet sachet bag. Yeah, it was velvet. It wasn't sachet. It was a green velvet drawstring bag. And I filled it with... I didn't fill it. I put ginger, gravel root, her name, her date of birth, and find a job, and the words find a job quickly. With a cross and a pentacle on a petition paper. Charged it. There was another herb I added in there. wasn't an herb, it was 3 pennies. And I charged it everything up for her to find a new job. And I had it, um, I surrounded it with citrine. I put it on my altar, and I did a triangle formation citrine, so one at the top and two on the bottom corner. And I focused that to energize the sachet bag of the magic. And I had a taper, one of the emergency candles or the tea light candles going with um, the ginger. I think it was ginger and cinnamon, ginger and nutmeg, or something like that, burning to help the employment going. And I gave that to her. I believe the day after I met up with her. She lives right down the road from me, still, I believe. I met up with her, and I gave that to her. And within a couple days, she told me that her mother helped her get her Jeep out of the repo lot unexpectedly, because she didn't even tell her mom that her Jeep was in the lot. Her mom just loaned, was like, hey, here, I got some extra money. I know you're going through hard times, and she gave her the exact amount of money she needed for the repo. So she got her Jeep back, and then all of a sudden she got a new job working from home on the computer and answering phones. And so I was like, yay, good for you. That's fantastic. And I felt awesome. I felt fulfilled. So I really want to get that feeling back, because I think that studying the craft through books is fantastic. But if you don't have experience in working magic and working spells, um, you're kind of lacking as a witch. And so that's what I'm working on. And I'm not saying that I want to go out and do workings for people when I don't have experience, because I'm not ready for doing workings on people yet, because I want to build experience. I'm just saying down the road, um, maybe at the beginning of next year, not at Samhain, but at this year or the Chinese New Year. There's 3 different New Years. Blah. I may be ready to take on doing workings for other people. Um, and doing readings and healings full time. Um, with my schedule, it's, you know, I feel better when I help other people. I'm always like that. When I give tarot readings, I feel extremely um, in tuned and at ease when I know that I'm able to relay information to other people that help them clarify their situations. When I'm healing someone, or when I'm in a healing with someone, it is never me doing just me doing the healing. I have the client, or the person I'm healing, they are also actively involved in the healing as well. Um, I walk them through step by step of what I'm doing, and I want them to interact with their energy. It makes healing a hell of a lot easier. But I'm also not alone. I work with different spirits, and different guides and things like that. So I'm getting tired. Oh, there's one more deck, and I haven't used this much, um, but the Love and Light Angel cards. I haven't used this a lot. I got this from Books a Million, I believe. There's 4 different types of cards in here, and what you do is you separate them into 4 different groups. You shuffle, you ask your question, you draw 1 card from each. Um, and my understanding is the 2 of them represents the heart's desire, like your own heart's desire, and the 2 of them represents your soul path, so the path that you were meant to be on. Um, they are Shekinah and Metatron, I believe. Yeah. Shekinah's 2 decks and Metatron's 2 decks. So one is your soul purpose, and one is your heart's desire. So, and sometimes those are conflicting, which is not always fun. I've only done 1 card reading with myself with those, so I can't really tell you really much about them. Whereas the other 2 decks I showed you, I haven't even shuffled this one. This one's still in the order from 0 to the Cup, the King of Pentacles. So like I took it out of the box. I looked at the cards and I put it back in the box. I have not used yet. Beautiful artwork from what I can tell. I have her Angel Tarot deck. I love it. I fucking love it. Oh my god, I love it. This one is gorgeous as well. I found um, the two big oracles on Amazon for less than $15 plus shipping and handling, I believe. So I'm going to head to bed. So until next video, which I'll probably post some more tomorrow, I have a couple ideas that I want to point across and talk more about. So until next video, I hope you guys have a great one and many blessings.